Hello everyone, my name is Jared, but here on YouTube I go by Jroodle. Today I will be going through the sketchbook here. It is a art alternative sketchbook that is in a leather binding. You can get like this little leather binding sleeve thing from a company called Crimson Chain Leatherworks if you are interested in that. Let's jump straight in and we'll look through it. Here on the first page, there's a little note from my sister and her boyfriend. They are the ones that got this for me. They got it for my birthday last September, and I didn't actually start working on it until January. Actually, the 22nd of January this year. So I started out with hand studies on this first page. This is just a random guy. I didn't really like the way he came out, so I just gave him a little stupid face, and I moved on with my life. Here's just a random person that I sketched out before I had to go to class one day. Here is a red panda that I drew with the Ohuhu markers that I got, because I just wanted to see how they worked in this book. Here's another page of just random people. Here's a page I was watching Drawing with Waffles, and she was talking about just sketching people straight out with pen. So I thought that was a fun idea, and I decided to try it out here. Here's a page I was gonna make a thing during the winter, but I didn't ever actually end up making it. Here is a page with the Lampiosaurus, and I actually did a speed art of the Lampiosaurus a while back, so I will link that up in the iCard if you are interested. Here's another page of just random pen drawings. Here is a page. I had a weird dream. You can read about it up here if you want. It was interesting. Here's another page of just pen drawings. I didn't really like this one, so I just put bad. And not every page can be good, which is a truth of this type of thing. Here is another page. I was trying to draw with the body gun that I had been given for Christmas by my sister's boyfriend. It came out okay. Here's just another drawing of pen stuff. The head on this guy, by the way, is way too small. Here is a drawing. My cousin and I had been playing Breath of the Wild, so I just drew like this random guardian and Link standing here, and he's gonna throw the Master Sword at it, because that's what you do with the Master Sword. You just throw it at guardians, because that's the smart thing to do. Here is a random sketch that I did. It was a thumbnail sketch for a request that I had gotten over on DeviantArt. It's weird. Okay. Here is a drawing tutorial, like the result of a drawing tutorial that I was following by Koizu here on YouTube. If you don't know who he is, definitely go check him out. He's pretty cool. Here are some drawings that I did based on the Koizu tutorial. Here are a couple more. These were from reference from Pinterest, I believe. Here was me just drawing people in the commons area of the university I go to. And here is a moon that was out during the day, and I thought it was interesting, so I decided to draw it. Here is some Jazza's Arty Game stuff. This was a squirrel that was supposed to be a police officer with a scarf who liked butterflies. So that's the squirrel. And this is a gingerbread man who is afraid of his own shadow. I wonder why. Here I just have a random person in a wingsuit. Probably me. I just thought wingsuits were fun. I thought it would be fun to get a wingsuit and just run around in it and like jump off of things and fly. It's dangerous, but it looks fun. Here is a random person. Here's a page of eyes. I liked this one at first, but I think I've started to like this one more. Here's a page. I had been watching Huntik, um, because it had popped up as something that I should watch on Netflix, and I had started watching it, and I was thinking about doing a little fan art piece, but I never did. Here are just some random pen sketches. I had been watching a video about loosely sketching and stuff. Here's a page of just robots for a cafe called Cafe Robo rather. And it was just a fun little thing that I had done one day. Here's a page of drawing studies for the torso. I remind myself of this several times throughout the sketchbook, so there are several pages of, remember, this is how you draw the torso. So, here's another page based on that. I drew this little thing, and then I drew these two. This is a random girl. I don't draw girls very often, and I was just like, I don't know. So, you know. Here is a random Spider-Man that I accidentally foreshortened, which is fine. That's a good thing. And here's some random guy. Here's a page of me trying to figure out how to draw characters with different body types. This was a more superhero-ish character here. And this was just a more average person. Here is a page of heads, because I was trying to figure out how I wanted to draw them. And then here's another page with checks. And this is a little Spider-Man that I drew before Infinity Wars came out. I was pretty excited for it. I didn't actually end up going to see it because people spoiled stuff, and I was sad. So, you know. Here is a parody of Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's a little opening here. You can read it if you want. It's pretty funny, I guess. I will say the Obama Nation here, I wanted to make it the Opa Nation, because if you have been to any schools recently, I don't know, at least at my school, the company that came in and took over the food lunch program was called Opa. So, I don't know. Here's just another page of random heads. Here's a random sketch of me, just sitting. Here's a sketch of Orden Link in his Orden outfit. And here's a sketch of Pitt that we don't talk about because I don't know how his head... I don't know how his hair works. It's weird. I don't... I kind of figured it out later on because I did another Pitt. But it's just weird. His hair is weird. Here's some random sketches of people off of Pinterest. And here's another random person off of Pinterest. And here's that reminder page. Remember, this is how you draw the torso. Blah, 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 blah. So, here's another drawing of just a person flying. Here are just some faces looking in different directions. Here's another page of me reminding myself how to draw things. And here are some more faces. Here's just a random guy with a inspired pose. He's just being like, I'm inspired, or something like that. I don't know. Here is a random Spyro drawing that I did with my sister, and as you can see, it's kind of shiny. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's like a little bit shiny in some spots, like on the horns and the teeth, because my sister had let me borrow some of her jelly roller pens that were metallic. Here are some just blob challenge things. I put the blobs down with Copics. I probably should have used my Ohuhus, but you know, I can't change the past. Oops. And then here's just a random cartoon, like, way of drawing someone. It's not bad, I just don't like it for my taste. Like, I think it's okay. I just don't want it as my main style. Here is another random pose that I did. It has some accidental foreshortening in it, which, go me, accidentally foreshortening things. I guess that's better than not foreshortening them at all. This could have gotten a little bit bigger as it got closer to you, but you know, better than nothing. Here's another page of heads and like the side view of a body. Here is another page with just a guy, and he's kind of hanging off the side of a railing. I got this from Pinterest. Here's a page of a guy doing a flip. I also got this one from Pinterest. And I was celebrating because I was halfway through the sketchbook and I was super excited about that. Here is a sketch of Spider-Man. It was actually from one of the promotional posters for the movie. I think it was for the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Spider-Man 3, maybe? I'm not sure. Here was just a random sketch of a person. You know how every sketchbook seems to have like a person falling through space? This was my take on that, and I was too lazy to draw space, so he's just in a gray void of sadness. I'm sorry. Here is another page of heads, because they're super easy to draw when you don't know what to draw. Here is a like dragon that I had a dream about. I just wrote down everything about it because I thought it was kind of cool. It's kind of weird too. So if you want to read through that, you can. It's there for you. Here is a page with Taffy, my little grandma doggy. She's adorable. And Jeffrey. Jeffrey was a little gnat or something. We were at a cafe and he had flown into my drink and started drowning. So I kind of pulled him out and I put him on the table and I was like, I bet he's still alive. And then he started moving and we were like, Jeffrey's alive. So I decided that he had survived the ordeal of almost drowning, so he deserved to live. So I put him outside under a tree. Jeffrey. He is a survivor. Here was a joke little drawing that I did for Splatoon, I think, a while back, and this was just one that I put into my sketchbook. This was supposed to be a prompt thing for Casey Golden. I was going to post it, and then I just never did, so here you go. Here is just a page of like flour sacks, and this one's my favorite because it's falling down flat on its face, which is what I would be doing if I was outside right now, because you know. Here is a random thing. I was trying to use the flour sack method to kind of like twist the torso and it looked weird, so I was just like blah, and I moved on. Here's a page of like arms, and there's a random person. This one doesn't look too bad actually, and here's a random guy just like lying on a thing. I don't know what he's lying on. It's kind of weird. Here is another page of heads, and I don't know how I didn't catch myself on this. This does not make any sense, and it's not possible. I'm like, the neck, you cannot bend your chin down past your neck. It's not possible. I did that, though, somehow. I don't know. And here's just a random guy, and it said, good. I think I am finally starting to understand just, like, how to draw faces and stuff, I guess. Next up, we have a page of drawing from reference. I actually have this as a drawing people video on my channel, which I can also link up in the iCard. And I took this basically and I drew it out on Medibane. And then here are a couple more. Here is the forest spirit Faron, the forest light spirit from The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Here is a page of Spider-Man drawings that I put over poses, and I actually have this one up as a video as well, so I'll also link it up in the iCard if you are interested in that. Here's just a drawing of Paddington from Paddington Bear, because we had watched that movie and I thought it was super cute, so I wanted to draw him. And yes, he does have a jar of margarine, I think. Yeah, margarine. Here is a page of just fabric studies, because I was trying to remember a Draw Jazza video that I had watched a while back, and this one was really cute, and it actually inspired the creation of the mat fish, which is right here. And I actually have a sticker of this guy. It's on my Redbubble. It's the only thing on my Redbubble. So if you're interested in that, I'll have a link to my Redbubble in the description below, but you know, Here is the Scribble challenge. I was on Jazza's Arty Games again, and my favorite one is definitely the Shuckle down here. But I also think this one was pretty funny because I didn't have enough room to like put a normal sized head on it. So it kind of looks like a man in a dress. And it kind of reminds me, I gave it like this really stupid face, and it kind of reminds me of the guy from The Hobbit, the third Hobbit movie. If you've seen it, you know who I'm talking about. It's pretty funny. So I was kind of laughing at that. Here is a random sketch of an owl that I did in pen from a photo on Pinterest. Here are some more photos from Pinterest that I got. This is just a beta fish. This is a starfish. Here's a random guy. Another pose that I just copied from Pinterest. Pinterest is a pretty good place to just copy poses from. And then I did this in pen. I think I was going to make it into a Team Skull Grunt, so I don't know why I did it in pen if I was planning on that, but I just gave up and I was like, okay, I'm moving on. Here is actually the sketch that gave way to the little sticker design that I have on my Redbubble. I did this one in pen as well. Here's a page, and it has my Lampiosaurus guy and the mat fish, and they're just looking at all these other fish that are actually real fish, like the seahorse, and then just these two fish and this eel. Here is Bo from Animal Crossing. I had been playing Pocket Camp, and I thought he was pretty cool, so I decided to draw him. Molly is in my Animal Crossing New Leaf Town, and she is my favorite villager, so I decided to draw her. And then I just drew Jack, because I was like, who should I draw next? And I was like, okay, I'll just draw Jack. So there he is. Here's Apollo. He is also in my Pocket Camp, so I decided that I would draw him, and then I drew him again here. Here is a drawing of how I was trying to figure out how to draw like chibi characters. So I just kind of drew myself, and I kind of liked this, so here you go. Here's just another page. This is Quick Poses practice. Quick Poses is a good website for just getting drawing models to reference and draw from. So I was just referencing all of their poses. This guy here is actually really crazy. He had his leg bent over his shoulder, and I was like, how the heck does this guy do this? So I actually encountered the same model later on, and this was him here. And I was just like, oh my goodness, why? Here are some poses from Figurosity. It is another website where you can just get poses to draw from. Here is just some guy lying down having an existential crisis. And then there are some Spider-Man poses that I just did. Here is Porter, because he's actually one of my favorite non-villager characters from Animal Crossing. So he's pretty cool. I think he's like calling in a train, I'm not sure. And then here's Red, running away with your money, which he got by selling you a fake painting, and you're really sad now because you can't donate it to the museum. There you go. Here are some more just like poses that I drew out. Here are some 5minutesketchdaily.net poses. This is another good pose generator website. Here is like a little ranch drawing that I decided to do, because I wanted to have myself on like a ranch with all of my creatures, and like as I draw them, I add them. So here's like my little ranch, and there's the Lampiosaurus. The matfish is supposed to be down here, but he's kind of hard to see. And I actually drew this guy on the next page. This is the toaster pup. He's like my dog, who helps me round up the animals and stuff. Here's a page of those chibi characters. I drew Pit. There you go. I kind of figured out his hair here. And I drew Link. Next up, I have... This was supposed to be a Jazzazarty Games thing, but I kind of gave up on it and moved along. Here I was thinking about starting to do... They're doing this thing called the Tiny Challenge over on Art Amino, and I was thinking about starting doing it, but I decided not to. Because I was so close to the end of the sketchbook, and I was like, I want to have everything in one book if I'm going to do it. Here's just a random superhero guy, some guy with a spear. Here are some more just poses that I did randomly. Random kid in a hoodie. There's a T-pose, if you're interested in that. Here was another Jazzazarty game thing. The prompt was a nervous knight wearing a flowery dress. So, there you go. Here are some drawings that I did from Pinterest again. Here's me trying to draw something and giving up. Here's me also drawing some more stuff. This day was just rough for me, so I wasn't doing too well. But I made it through. And here's me just saying I'm having a hard time today. I will fill up this book, though, because I was so close to being done. So, here's another page of just, like, random poses. Here's another page. There's me being sad because I couldn't draw that day. And here's a little thing that my cousin drew for me. A little reference sheet that she drew. Here's another page of just random heads. Here's a page of a guy. He's just in a trench coat, and I colored him in with the Ohuhu markers. Here's Jambet from Animal Crossing, because I was like, we went to Walmart, and I purchased crazy art markers just because I know that they're awful, and I just wanted to do something awful for, I don't know. I just thought it would be fun. So I asked my cousin, I was like, what should I draw? And she was like, Jambet. So here's Jambet from Animal Crossing. My cousin doesn't really like her. I don't necessarily like her. I'm not really sure. So there's Jambet. I'm sorry if you like Jambet. Here are some Spider-Man poses and stuff. They're all definitely like Spider-Man poses. Spider-Man, you can put him over like almost any pose. Any dynamic pose at least. Here's a puffin, because puffins are adorable. I like puffins. Here's a little bear. The puffin was from reference. This bear was from reference. I was just using drawing reference photos. Here's a little cardinal. And here's the final page of the book. It says you made it, and sketchbook finish today, actually. Today, at least, when I'm recording this. So there's me giving you a little thumbs up. Thanks for coming through. And this is just like another random swatch page. So yeah, that's the book. I think I improved a bit throughout the process of filling it up. So I am quite excited to have gotten through, and I'm quite excited to be done with it. I'm moving on to another one. So I will have another sketchbook tour coming at some point when I actually fill that one up. If you are interested in watching any other videos that I have here on my YouTube channel, I will be linking a couple over here. And then over here, I will have a subscribe button if you'd like to subscribe for more content. So I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.